Welcome to the part 7 of the Python course for AI and data science. In this part, we are going to be talking about modules and libraries and also exception handling. Let's start coding. Okay, welcome to the final part. Let's start by talking about modules and libraries. Modules and libraries let you use code that other people have already written. Instead of reinventing everything, you simply import what you need. This is one of the biggest advantages of Python. Its ecosystem is huge. There is a library for almost anything: data science, web development, automation, AI, games, networking, visualization, and more. And we are going to discover them. So, let's start with modules. A module is simply a Python file that contains functions, variables, and classes. For example, you have a file named mathstools.py with some functions inside. That file is a module. Python also comes with many built-in modules. And a library is a collection of modules packaged together. For example, NumPy, numerical Python, is a library that contains many modules for math and arrays. In simple terms, module is a single file with useful code. And library, a group of modules designed for a purpose. We can note like this. And why we use modules and libraries? They help us avoid writing code from scratch, use optimized, reliable functions, keep your programs organized, and add advanced features easily. For example, instead of writing your own random number generator, you import the random module. Okay, let's start with importing a module. For basic imports, we will say import, and then we write the module name. Like this, our keyword is import. Now we can use math functions, like I will say math and square root. Then I will pass 25 and I can directly use its function. Or I will say math pi, or I will say math factorial 5, like this. Sometimes you only need one function and you can import like that. So I will say from math import square root, and then I can say square root directly because I imported that, and I can call this function with a passing number. You no longer need like math.square root. You can just call the square root if you import the function like this. And we have aliases. Alias makes your code shorter, and I will say import random as r. After that, instead of writing something like random.something, I can just write r like this. And now I'm going to use a function of the random, like random integer. I will say 1 and 10. So here I got an if between 1 and 10. In data science, you are going to see those two in everywhere. Import pandas as pd and import numpy as np. These are the most common ones, and you are going to be seeing them every project that you are going to work, little level project. Okay, now I want to mention common built-in modules. Let's start with random. So let's import random, and it's for generating random values, like random.random. This method returns values between 0 and 1. It just generates you a number like this. You can say random.random integer, and it gives random integer, let's say 1 and 100, we got 6. Like every time we run that, we are going to get different values, like that. And we have the choice function, like we can give a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's going to, it says, with one I, it says 1, 2, it's going to give different numbers every time you make it run. We have datetime, like import datetime, and it's useful for working with dates and time. And one example function of that is datetime date.today, and when I make this run, we can get the today's date. And we have the statistics, like import statistics as stats, and we can say stats.median, and we can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 10, stuff like that, and the median is 6. Okay, now let's talk about third-party libraries. These are tools created by the community and you can install them with pip. So just open the terminal and then if you are using Windows, you will say pip. If you are using Mac, you will say pip3 and then you are going to use the keyword install. Then you can type the library name. Like you can say numpy like this. And when you hit enter, it's going to install the numpy for you. And if you are using Windows, you will say pip install numpy. On Mac, you will say pip3 install numpy. After that, you can use numpy. Like you can say import numpy as np and create a numpy array like this. 1, 2, 3. You will have an array like this after installing it. We are going to be talking about libraries in different courses, like third-party libraries. Like I'm planning one for data analysis, and on there we are going to be talking about the pandas library, which is the main library for data analysis in Python, a lot more. Also, you can look to my channel for seeing videos about NumPy, Matplotlib, the plotting library, and much more for learning more about them. And to sum up, every serious Python project uses modules. And in data science, let me give you the common ones that are used generally. So as I mentioned, pandas handles data, NumPy handles arrays, Matplotlib handles plots, scikit-learn is used for machine learning, PyTorch is used for deep learning, Seaborn is for advanced visualizations, Plotly for interactive charts, Streamlit is for creating web apps, tkinter is for creating desktop apps, and much more. Like we have graphical user interface libraries, deep learning libraries, machine learning, data analysis, and much more in Python. Awesome. Now we are going to talk about error handling. Error handling teaches you how to prevent your program from crashing when something unexpected happens. No matter how good a programmer you are, errors are unavoidable. People type the wrong input, files don't exist, internet connections fail, data formats break, and error handling lets your program fail safely instead of exploding with red text everywhere. So your program won't crash, it's just going to go under the error handling and it will follow the logic that you defined earlier on the expected error. Okay, let's start by defining what is an error. An error is simply something Python cannot understand or cannot execute. There are two main categories. The first one is the syntax errors, which is the mistakes in your code structure. Like I will say print hello, but I'm not going to close the parentheses. Here we get the syntax error. Missing parentheses causes a syntax error. Python won't even run the script. And the runtime errors. The code is valid, but something goes wrong while it runs, like x equals integer hello. This is going to create value error because hello cannot be turned into an integer. And why do we need error handling? Without error handling, your program stops at the first error. The user sees scary red text. Your app looks broken. You cannot control what happens next. With error handling, you catch the problem, show a friendly message, decide what the program should do next, prevent crashes, create a smoother user experience. This is extremely important in real applications. And the error handling keywords are going to be try and except. And the basic format is like try and code that might cause an error, then except. What to do if an error happens. So let's quickly make an example with this. So I will say try. By the way, I didn't meant to run this. Okay, try x equals integer, input, enter a number. And then I will say print, you typed, and I will say x. And I will say except print, that is not a valid number. Also, I'm going to copy this and run it in different cell. And in here, I will say like 10. Here it works successfully. But what happens if I say hello? It returns a value error. Watch what will happen in here. I will say 10. It's going to work perfectly. But I will say like in here, hello. This time it says that is not a valid number. It tried to go through this try block, it goes one by one. It tried to run this line, but it caused an error. Because of that, it falls on the except block and it printed this. So in this way, if the user types something invalid, your program will not crash. And we can catch specific errors, like in here we have value error. And the common errors, let me quickly note them up. Value error, zero division error, type error, file not found error, and index error. So you can catch them specifically. In real programming, it is better to catch specific errors. So we can say try x equals integer hello, and we will say accept and specify the error type like value error, and I will say print conversation failed. So here we can see that it went in here. And you can handle different errors differently. Like we can define multiple except blocks. I will say try is out 10 divided by integer input, enter a number. And after that I will say except zero division error. And I will say print cannot divide by 0, and I will say except value error, and I will say print please enter a valid number. And I'm going to make this run. Firstly, I will say hello text in here, it says please enter a valid number. Now I will say 0, it says cannot divide by 0. So we can see that we had different print statements for different errors. So data scientists deal with missing files, corrupted CSV, bad rows in datasets, wrong number formats, missing columns, invalid API responses, and failed network requests. So error handling lets you build robust pipelines, and you are going to be able to create programs that won't crash with error handling. So this is why error handling is really important. If you want to dive deeper into error handling, I have a dedicated video for that in my channel. You can check that one. That was the final for our course. Thanks for watching. I want to create a crash course that's going to be helpful for starters of AI and data science, and thanks for watching all parts. You can reach to the other parts from the playlist that I will create for this Python course. You can find it in the description or in the cards of this video, and let's get to the outro. Thanks for watching my Python course. I created a playlist with the other parts of this course. If you want to watch more parts, you can check the comments of this video. Also, I'm sharing a new data science video every week on my channel. You can subscribe for more videos like this. Have a great day.